Chartrand had been the first to fall under the Camerlengo's spell, yanking open the gate and declaring his faith in the Camerlengo. Glick and Mockery, at the Camerlengo's suggestion, had nobly agreed to provide light to the quest, although considering what accolades awaited them if they got out of here alive, their motivations were certainly suspect. Vittoria had been the least eager of all, and Langdon had seen in her eyes a wariness that looked, unsettlingly, a lot like female intuition. It's too late now, he thought, he and Vittoria dashing after the others. We're committed. Vittoria was silent, but Langdon knew they were thinking the same thing. 9 minutes is not enough time to get the hell out of Vatican City if the Camerlengo is wrong. As they ran on through the mausoleums, Langdon felt his legs tiring, noting to his surprise that the group was ascending a steady incline. The explanation, when it dawned on him, sent shivers to his core. The topography beneath his feet was that of Christ's time. He was running up the original Vatican Hill. Langdon had heard Vatican scholars claim that St. Peter's tomb was near the top of Vatican Hill, and he had always wondered how they knew. Now he understood. The damn hill is still here. Langdon felt like he was running through the pages of history. Somewhere ahead was St. Peter's tomb, the Christian relic. It was hard to imagine that the original grave had been marked only with a modest shrine. Not anymore. As Peter's eminence spread, new shrines were built on top of the old, and now, the homage stretched 440 feet overhead to the top of Michelangelo's dome, the apex positioned directly over the original tomb within a fraction of an inch. They continued ascending the sinuous passages. Langdon checked his watch. 8 minutes. He was beginning to wonder if he and Vittoria would be joining the deceased here permanently. Look out! Glick yelled from behind them. Snake holes. Langdon saw it in time. A series of small holes riddled the path before them. He leapt, just clearing them. Vittoria jumped too, barely avoiding the narrow hollows. She looked uneasy as they ran on. Snake holes? Snack holes, actually, Langdon corrected. Trust me, you don't want to know. The holes, he had just realized, were libation tubes. The early Christians had believed in the resurrection of the flesh, and they'd used the holes to literally feed the dead by pouring milk and honey into crypts beneath the floor. The Camerlegno felt weak. He dashed onward, his legs finding strength in his duty to God and man. Almost there. He was in incredible pain. The mind can bring so much more pain than the body. Still he felt tired. He knew he had precious little time. "I will save your church, Father. I swear it." Despite the BBC lights behind him, for which he was grateful, the Camerlegno carried his oil lamp high. "I am a beacon in the darkness. I am the light." The lamp sloshed as he ran, and for an instant he feared the flammable oil might spill and burn him. He had experienced enough burned flesh for one evening. As he approached the top of the hill, he was drenched in sweat, barely able to breathe. But when he emerged over the crest, he felt reborn. He staggered onto the flat piece of earth where he had stood many times. Here the path ended. The necropolis came to an abrupt halt at a wall of earth. A tiny marker read, Mausoleum S. La Tomba di San Pietro. Before him, at waist level, was an opening in the wall. There was no gilded plaque here. No fanfare. Just a simple hole in the wall, beyond which lay a small grotto and a meager, crumbling sarcophagus. The Camerlegno gazed into the hole and smiled in exhaustion. He could hear the others coming up the hill behind him. He set down his oil lamp and knelt to pray. "Thank you, God. It is almost over." Outside in the square, surrounded by astounded cardinals, Cardinal Mortati stared up at the media screen and watched the drama unfold in the crypt below. He no longer knew what to believe. Had the entire world just witnessed what he had seen? Had God truly spoken to the Camerlegno? Was the antimatter really going to appear on St. Peter's? "Look!" A gasp went up from the throngs.